Postgame with Head Coach DeWayne Saulsberry. It's always a classic when you guys play Western Wyoming. What's your thoughts on tonight?
You know, like you said, I mean, it's it's me and it's Steve. You know, we've known each other for years. We know how each guy plays. Each team's gonna play. We've played each other enough to know that. It's kind of one of those boxing matches that you sparred with the guy for years, and now you just you know each other so well. So I thought the guys played well. Still up and down sometimes. We get a lead, lose it, that kind of stuff. But overall, anytime it's a conference win, I'm not going to complain.
You guys had about 7 or 8 lead changes in the first half of play alone. There wasn't really either team able to get out in front. I think the largest lead for either team was 5 at that point in time. What was kind of the message to the guys? Because I know that can sometimes get frustrating when a team that you know that you should beat kind of just lingers around and ends up pushing to a lead at the end of the half.
When it's only to be honest with this basketball team and most of my basketball teams, when it's only a 1-point, 2-point possession game, I'm not that concerned. We shoot the ball well enough to get ourselves out of a small hole like that. I like these games. I do. I know the fans don't like them sometimes. And I know my wife doesn't like them. But I like these games. I like it because it teaches us how to play, in tight spots, and it teaches us that every possession matters. When you blow teams out, sometimes you don't get to learn how to do some of the things that we were able to learn how to do today, and then put that in our bank to be able to use at a later date.
You guys ended up kind of getting out-muscled a little bit there in the first 5 minutes of that second half. That allowed them to build up to a double-digit lead. What did you see in those first 5 minutes that had to have changed? I
think for 5 minutes we didn't play hard. For 5 minutes we were looking around at each other saying, well, whose time is it to step up? I called a timeout and basically just said, if you don't play, this game's going to get away from you. And, all the stuff that we've fought for and practiced really hard over Christmas break and all the stuff that we've done, you're going to blow it, because you're not playing hard right now. And they got themselves back right and, started grabbing rebounds, started making shots, started defending. I mean, we gave up 40% overall. I think it was 35 the second half, something like that. Is that what this is? I think it's 35 the second half, 40% overall. We gave up 35 points in the second half. That's just a good conference basketball game. That's what it's supposed to look like.
A big part of that swing came on a 12-2 run. TJ hit some threes. He finally started heating up in that part of his fourth straight. But I think the bigger piece, Brevin gave him help. Well, how important was Brevin's impact tonight in the second half particularly?
Brevin was big for us. We've been begging him all year to show what you're made of. He's an unbelievable human being. Great kid, all of that stuff. Sometimes you don't need to be nice on the basketball court. And that's where Brevin struggles, because Brevin's just really, really a nice guy. And sometimes you have a little dog in you sometimes. And he fights with that. His personality is he's got such a laid-back personality. And sometimes he plays like that.
You guys took the lead for good, 61-59 on a Phoenix 3, and then DB and Dre both hit 2 more threes that kind of helped extend that lead and give you guys some breathing room. Is the balance starting to show up for this team a little bit more, do you feel like?
Definitely. I don't really feel, even though TJ has emerged as probably our leading scorer and all this stuff, I don't really feel like we have to depend on one guy. I'm waiting for Phoenix to break out of the slump he's in. When he breaks out, we're going to be really, really good. Right now, he's battling some personal stuff and some things like that. So, we just got to get him to break out of some of the things that he's going through and concentrating on, getting Phoenix back to being Phoenix and being a happy basketball player. And I think we'll get there. I think he'll get there.
Big game against Casper, obviously coming up tomorrow. You win that game, you guys are tied with Casper, a half game, just based on games played, but half game behind, tied for first with them and Gillette, and you got a chance with Gillette coming up on Tuesday. How big is this next 2-game swing for you guys?
It's huge, you know. Not to put too much on them, but this is why we play the game, is to be in conference, fighting for first place. You know, even though the semester that we had at the beginning, we've talked about it before, there's no quitting these kids. And you also have to realize that Casper, Gillette, some of those teams are playing with sophomores. We're making these runs, and we only have 2 sophomores back. So we're making these runs with freshmen. And that's why you see you can't hold a lead sometimes. That's why you see their attention span is not very long right now. When you're a sophomore, you learn how to dig in, you learn how to kick in, and you learn how to lock in. And these freshmen they're learning it, as you can see, but you know, that's kind of the edge Casper has. That's kind of the edge that Gillette has right now. Is they're playing with sophomores, and it's very nice to play with sophomores.
Coach, looking forward to seeing what we see tomorrow, 4 o'clock, and good luck as you guys get ready for Casper.
Thank you.
Postgame with Davion Bulter and TJ Coulter as big win for the Golden Eagles. And first of all, guys, dogfight there in the first half. I mean, Western Wyoming, DB, you know this for a fact. Whenever you get Western Wyoming into the house, it's going to be a physical contest.
Most definitely, you know. I feel like, you know, all week, this last 4 or 5 days in practice, that's all the coach been telling us, that they're going to try to be aggressive and outwork us in the paint. And, you know, that's kind of been our Achilles heel this year is, you know, when teams tend to be bigger than us, they tend to take advantage and abuse in the paint. And tonight we kind of fixed it up a little bit. We held our own and, you know, came out with the win.
TJ, when you go in the first half like that, and the ball was moving around quite a bit. You weren't necessarily hitting from 3. You started moving the ball around and getting the ball involved with some other players. How did the depth of the offense, you talked about that last time we had you up here about how everybody could score. Mm-hmm. How does that give you guys confidence when even Jace coming off of the bench and Nico hitting a big 3 to give you guys the lead back at one point in time? What was that like in the first half to keep you in it for the second half push?
It's just great that everybody on our team can come in and just give us great minutes. Like, no matter if they're scoring, rebounding, everybody has their own role on the team, and everybody comes in and just gives us great minutes.
In the second half, you guys started out, and I called it the B&B show, or the quadruple B show. Davion, you were facilitating. Brevin was making shots. Andre was putting in work out there, and even Jeremiah was putting in some good minutes out there on the court. What was kind of clicking for you guys that switched on when you guys went on that 12-2 run?
It was defense, you know, defense, rebounding. Right now, looking at the stat sheet, they had 15 turnovers, we had 7. You know, and that's kind of been an all-year thing, is we're making teams turn over the ball more than us. We're taking care of the ball. Like you said, we're moving the ball around on offense. So, you know, that 12-2 run just came from getting stops, getting rebounds, running our offense, and getting good shots.
You guys also made free throws in the second half. Was that something the coach has harped on you guys a little bit for and kind of made you focus on a little bit more? Because you missed almost as many free throws in the first half as you missed in the second half, but took almost 3 times as many free throws.
Yeah, that's one thing we have definitely harped on, is we feel like, you know, aside from free throws, we need to get to the line more. And when we get to the line, we need to make them count. So definitely we've been practicing free throws for all week in practice.
TJ, you and it was DB. You and Dre hit 2 big threes there, kind of closing things out. Gave you guys the largest lead of the game. I think it was 74-65 with 4 minutes to go. Did you feel comfortable at that point in time, or is that something you're training yourselves not to feel?
It's just something we just train ourselves not to feel, honestly. You know, I mean, after we were still up at that point, miss or make. I mean, even if I missed a shot, you know, we come down, have faith in us that we're going to get stopped, get a rebound, come down, and get a good shot. And just, you know, thank God that I made the shot. And, you know, going and Dre hit that big time 3 in the corner. And, you know, that's all.
TJ, we've harped so much on your offense, which I think this was like your 5th 20-point game since the break. In every game in January, you've had a 20-point game. But the defense side, 4 blocks, you had a double-double today with 10 rebounds. How's that feel to your game kind of rounding into form?
It feels great. I'd be trying to like focus more on defense more than anything, because I feel like that's like, not sort of speak like the weakest part of my game, but the part of my game I need to work on the most. So I just focus on that more. When my shot's not falling, at least, I focus on trying to make an impact on defense more.
You guys got a high-scoring team coming in. This one for both of you guys. Casper coming in. They got held 78 points tonight, though, against Eastern Wyoming. Do you feel that that's something you guys can take advantage of, the fact that they're coming in off of a little bit lower game? You guys are a defensive-minded team. Is that something you need to have against Casper?
Most definitely, yes. I feel like, Casper's a good team, They got one of the best kids in the region, and not to beg our horn or anything, but I feel like we do take pride on defense, and the teams that he's faced this year, they're not really as defensive minded as us. And we're gonna get after it. We're gonna get in them. We're gonna make it hard for him. We're gonna make his teammates beat us, and it's gonna be a good game tomorrow.
TJ, what about you as you get ready for this rivalry game?
Focused mainly on defense, like 100% on defense. Our scoring's gonna come, but if we lock down their best scores, we have a high chance of winning.
Guys, thanks so much for the time, and good luck as you guys get ready for Casper. Get some rest.
Thank you.